Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Season 3 premiere of The Top Cut. It's good to be back. We've been gone for a couple of months, and I'd like to welcome a new addition to our cast. So, without further ado, we have Kyle Pooka, Michael Pram, Drew Holton, and the great White Hope, Ben Potter. As always, I'm your host, Sway Crim's Rohano. And there's been a lot of new things going on this since we've been gone. Actually, as a matter of fact, as soon as we kind of went on our season hiatus or whatever, they announced a brand new point system for how the seasons are going to be handled from here on out. So we have a lot of stuff to cover, and I can't wait to get started because honestly, a lot of these things are incredibly cool for the game. So I know we all like to make some jokes about Pram, saying that his crushing hammers are energy removals, and he's been playing Pokemon Catcher for 3 seasons now and stuff like that. But I think we're going to cut to the chase now. So we have the point system is 400 points now in order to be able to qualify for Worlds, which is obviously a whole lot more than the 50-something that was required last season. But obviously all the points have been inflated to make up for it. How do you guys feel about this new point system, and obviously I guess everything that's related to it? So we'll start off with Kyle, who's had a few battle victories under his belt now and can kind of give us a little bit of a perspective.
Just one.
A battle victory. I call myself. Go for
it. Getting ahead of me here. But yeah, the change in the point system was definitely a shock at first, but I think overall, thumbs up. Changes a lot of stuff. You don't have to worry about people passing you. That was a big deal. At the end of the season last year, you didn't know if someone was going to pass you up and then you were going to whiff. If someone just jumped a point ahead of you or something at the last minute. Now you just have to reach 400 points. You get your invite, and that's all there is to it. There's no limit on however many people can qualify for Worlds. So I'm looking forward to seeing how the system plays out. I was worried that they might set the bar too high or too low. It seems to be at a decent number. Still, it might be maybe a tiny bit low. I think we're going to see a lot of people qualify this year, but that's not necessarily a bad thing. But we'll see what you guys have to say.
Yeah, Pram, do you want to go ahead and...
Sure, I'll chime in. So yeah, I like the point system. The 400 barrier is kind of nice. Yeah, I remember, again, what Kyle said about kind of worrying. I remember at Nationals this year, I was just like, I wonder if I'm going to make it in, because I didn't get any points off Nationals. So luckily made it in, and then ended up with 100 points at the end of the season. So nice little boost for people who competed at Worlds.
Yeah, obviously you were one of the few people who actually got to take advantage of this greatly. How do you feel being so far ahead of the pack, and do you feel like you... I mean, I don't want to put words in your mouth, but actually, never mind, it's you. I'm sure
I probably already agree with this, whatever you're going to say.
Do you feel like you're in a good position to make Worlds this year and all that jazz?
I almost feel like 100 is just right, because I was thinking about how many points that they should give top 8, and I was just I came to around 100 and in my head, and it ended up being that. It's kind of weird because it's you're so close to an automatic invite, but then you just barely lose it out, and then what they do is they give you 100 points, and what that does is if you are anywhere near consistent, relatively consistent in your finishes for the year, then you pretty much nail 300 points easy. There's so many combinations you can get for 300 points that it's honestly anyone who top 8'd Worlds probably will make it in. I'd be very surprised if someone didn't.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, that doesn't even seem like a very bold thing. 300 points is relatively easy to get, assuming that you play a full season, obviously. Mm-hmm. Drew, did you have anything you wanted to add on to this?
Yeah, man. I love the change. I think they fixed a couple problems. One was the best of limits. They brought that down a little bit, so cities aren't as huge anymore, which is a good thing. And also, more importantly, I think we're going to see more people at Worlds and get back to a top 32. I think that's a huge thing that we've been missing the past couple of years, and I'm really looking forward to seeing top 32 again.
Okay, very cool. And Potter.
Yeah, I think this is a really good change. There was an issue, like, I think it was a couple years ago. People wouldn't play in nationals because they didn't want to lose points and then, like, not have their invite because they didn't do great at nationals. When they changed to a championship point system, that certainly made it a lot better as far as, like, going to nationals. There's no reason not to. And then there was still this issue last year of, oh, I don't know if I'm going to make it to Worlds. I've done really good all year. I don't know where the cutoff limit's going to be. But now, if there's this cutoff limit and you're already so far above, you can go ahead and plan that trip to Worlds. Like before, you don't want to have to plan the trip unless you have your invite guarantee. But now you know you have it, so you're not afraid to go ahead and make that trip, and that's really good.
Yeah, that is something that we have mentioned. Obviously, that's a nice little perk in that you now know that once you reach your 400 points, hey, that's it. You know, I can actually sit out now. I can sit out whatever I want. I'll be done. With that said, obviously you're not going to want to because now there's no incentive to doing it. So it's like the best of both worlds, really.
Yeah.
Excuse me. Yeah, I do personally agree with you guys in that this is a huge step up from last year and from years before. Everything that needed to be changed, or most things that needed to be addressed, did get addressed. And I am looking forward to this season, seeing how players kind of work with this 400 point system. And I do want to see a lot less gaming of the system too, but that's an entirely different point to make. Battle Roads points. Battle Roads obviously just occurred, but 15 points were given to first place. How did you guys feel this worked out? Do you guys feel like this was the right number, a little too high, a little too low, etc.? Kyle, you go first again.
I think the number is fine. It's actually, percentage-wise, it's actually down from what you could get last year. The difference is they trickled down a little farther, depending on how many people showed up. The problem last year is that there was just like no difference, no matter how many people showed up. It was like first got 2, second got 1 point, and then third and fourth also got 1 point if there were enough people. But now it can go all the way down to I think top 8 usually. It can even go further actually if there's enough people, but there has to be an insane number of people there. But for the most part, Battle Roads, the points dropped down to 8th place, which is the difference, I think. Before, it was really tough to actually get points from Battle Roads. Unless you lived in a small area, then that was the problem, too. You would just kind of beat up your local competition, winning like 8-man tournaments, and get a bunch of points for Worlds that way. The big thing is Top Cut is gone. I don't like that they got rid of the Top Cut for Battle Roads and still kept the championship points. But I guess from their point of view, the end result is good because attendance went up and the length of the tournaments went down. So I don't know what else they can want. From a competitor standpoint, no Top Cut obviously makes it worse for you. It's more luck based. You lose one round, you can't win the tournament, pretty much. But it's kind of evened out by the fact that the points go down farther. So I don't mind it. Seems to be working out well so far. But who knows?
All right. And Drew, have you had a chance of playing any Battle Roads this season?
I did not play any Battle Road, but from talking with people, I went to League a couple times. Jason Klasinski was in town, so I kind of got the feeling that while I initially did not like the no Top Cut thing, I'm kind of for now. It seemed like everyone they liked that they can get home in the middle of the afternoon from these Battle Roads. There's not a lot of points on the line, so you don't want to be there duking it out till 8 or 9 o'clock for 15 points. So I'm kind of a fan of it. They scaled everything down, more people, but it's not as competitive. So yeah, no Top Cut's a good thing, I feel.
All right. And Potter, how about you?
Yeah, I think the system is pretty good as it is. I can't really afford to go to that many tournaments just because of the gas, and they're like 3 hours away or more each. But I think the most points you can get from Battle Roads is like 75. So if somebody like really puts their nose to the grinder and really wants to like earn an invite, you can get those 75 points, and that might be like a huge boost. But for someone like me, because they're only worth like 1.5 or 15 points, there's kind of an option where I can just skip them and then still have a chance of getting like a good season and having a good championship point system. I did go to Battle Roads, and I got pooped on pretty badly. I think I went like 2-4, and it was just not a good day.
The great white nope.
I was you know what? I was worried all day because Mike didn't show up. He said he was going to be there. He didn't call me. He didn't text me. I looked on Twitter, and he hadn't done a tweet in like 12 hours. So I was very worried.
Was that the weekend that we all thought he was like, might have been gone, might have been missing, he might have been in a lot of trouble? Because there was one weekend where all the alarms went off. Me, Kyle, I think I even included Drew in the conversation. I was sitting there going like, man, I don't know what's going on with Pram. He's never been offline for this long. Oh man, he wasn't answering texts or anything.
No, that was the Yu-Gi-Oh weekend.
Yeah,
that was earlier.
Was it?
But I did have the pleasure of playing with Jason that Battle Roads, so that was fun.
For the record, the most points you can get from Battle Roads is 90.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
The best finish limit is 6, and you get 15 for first.
Okay. Okay.
So the best finish limit is 6?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Awesome. Do you guys feel that that's the right number, by the way? 90 points is quite a bit.
For the system
Obviously,
they have now, I think it's fine. I actually think the point system, to what I've seen so far, is good. I'm a little worried that cities might be worth still too much. We'll see on how I feel about that afterwards. Not sure on it yet. Best of limit 4. It's kind of like, because the reason I say it's like maybe worth too much is because like I feel like everyone is gonna get like a lot of points off cities, and maybe that's what they want. I'm not really sure, but I'll save my like more opinions on that later. But in terms of Battle Roads, I think it's been fine. Like it looks good. 90 points in, like, if you think about it, like six Battle Road wins with this system is really hard to do.
Yeah.
Right? So like probably almost no one's gonna get it. And even if they do, it's like maybe one guy does it. Right? So I think 90 points is, or the Battle Road points is fine where it is right now. I think they pretty much got it.
If you can win 6 Battle Roads with no top cut, congratulations.
Exactly. Yeah.
You should win every other tournament too. You said no problem.
Man, we said all these things last year, and we were soundly proven wrong about pretty much everything we said, I think.
It's not even proven wrong. It's more like they, saw the issue and they adjusted, which is what they said they were going to do. So
Well, I guess what I'm saying is, like, I remember at the beginning of the season last year, we were like, nobody's going to win 5 city championships, and then, like, 4 people win them. It's like, oh, all right, I guess you can.
Yeah, that's true. But, like, it was, like, under 5. So we were,
Yeah, I
like,
think it was, like, people that did it.
Yeah, I came close. I came viciously
most people,
close.
Even the people who were, like, way up there didn't win 5 cities. I know I didn't. I didn't even come close. I think I won 2 cities. Jason, he went to, like, 30 city championships. He only won like 3, I think.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, it was very, very unlikely. There were like flukes that people won actually 5 city championships.
Yeah.
I know top 8 competitor, Stephen Tobacco, won 5, I believe. So he was one of the few people that I know won 5. It's possible. It's not likely, obviously. And out of the hundreds and hundreds of players, yeah, there's going to be a few. But yeah, I think 90 points, while a lot, not very many people will be able to achieve it. You'll probably be seeing people achieve somewhere in like the 60-point range, do you think?
I think 60 points is like viable just to do on your own.
Mm-hmm.
Huh.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I've been to 4 Battle Roads so far. I have 35 points. So
he has 2 more to go. That's like 1 win, and then like be like a 3rd or 4th. Yeah.
Right, like we have the spring Battle Roads too. So
yeah.
If I can just do the same thing, that's 70 I'll end up with.
Yeah.
Well, you'll have to delete a couple.
No.
He's taking it into account that like he's saying like if the next 2 are like
I've only gotten points from 3 of them.
Quit explaining Matt to Crim, man. He's never gonna get it.
That's true. It's been 3 seasons now. I'm still hopeless. City championships, however, will give us 200 points. That seems a little bit more doable. 4 city wins, obviously not easy, but it's doable. 200 points is quite a bit. I know Pram actually mentioned this a little bit, but do you guys want to echo sentiment in that you guys think maybe this might be too many, or do you guys just kind of want to wait up on this and see what happens? basically the easy way out.
I think cities seem a little inflated. I'm not too sure, but I mean, winning 4 cities, yeah, it's going to be tough. But like, say you get first at 2, second at 2, that's 180 points. It's almost half your points. That seems like a little much, but I don't know. I guess it's tough to win cities now, but I don't know. That still seems like a lot for me.
I'm going to win 4 cities. No problem.
Last year, I won 3 cities and got second at 2 of them. So I don't think it's that like far-fetched to go like 2 firsts, 2 seconds, or even like 2 firsts, 2 top 4s. That would be acceptable too.
It's still quite a few points. It's like what, once or something?
That's like 170, and then like you kick in for states and battle roads, and you probably have like 400 by then.
Yeah, it's pretty tough. That is quite a few points, and we'll have to wait and see if that maybe gets lowered for next season or whatnot. But that is one of the few ones that I was kind of looking at, going like, I don't know if this is gonna work out. But you know what? We have regionals coming up in 2 weeks, and that's going to give us 120 points if we win that one. So that one seems actually really fair to me. That one I liked, and I thought it was spot on. It was my favorite point distribution out of the bunch. So hopefully, I don't know. I really don't want to stick too much onto this topic, because the truth is it happened a while ago, and it's happened. It's been out long enough so that conversations have taken place, and a lot of people kind of have the general idea of how this is working out. But
I do think it was neat that how like regionals is kind of like arbitrarily like, because people were like complaining about it, like, man, regionals should be worth more than states, blah blah blah, and then now it's just like, oh well, here's an extra 20 points, guys, go at it.
I think it works out. That's exactly what I wanted. You know, it's like almost negligible.
It's like small enough to like almost not matter, but it makes you feel good when you go, yeah, 20 more points.
That's the way it should. So yeah, either way. I am excited to see how everything works out with that. I think it's going to be a much better season when it comes to these points than last season, which was kind of like a weird race, or a really weird race. And now the fact that we have an allotment of points is just excellent, and I'm excited to see what happens. Battle Roads happened though, and really quickly, I do want to go over the results. Excuse me, I'm getting over a cold, and it's been beating me up for a while now.
No
so anyway,
stop coughing.
Anyways, Battle Roads results happened. We have an unofficial kind of results compilation on our website, which has been really interesting and has been showing us a lot of interesting, I guess, interesting scenarios. Where
very interesting.
Yes.
Some interesting results.
Absolutely interesting. Either way, the top 2 decks have been defined. And I don't think there's any arguing with that. Electric and Darkrai, with High Dragon specifically, have been dominating these tournaments. Battle Roads, I mean, I haven't gone to any because I am taking this season off. But to you that actually did go to these tournaments, did it just feel like these 2 decks were overwhelmingly superior to everything else? And I mean, because the results say so. So, kind of want to see what happens. Pram?
Well, considering I didn't go to any. I'll just have to go by what I've seen at the results and for my own personal testing. I think Electric's very good with Shiny Rayquaza. It's kind of like you almost can't play it unless you have the Shiny Rayquaza. That's like a huge card in the deck. So now that the blister packs are out, a lot more people will play the deck. As for Hydreigon, it's really just a fancy Darkrai deck, which is always good. Like, that's what One World's fancy Darkrai. So, yeah, good stuff.
Okay. Kyle, we'll go with you.
I think I'm the only one who actually went to multiple Battle Roads. So I feel like I'm a qualified one out of the bunch. But the tournaments I went to, I wouldn't say it was like this deck was overwhelming. I mean, just plain and simple, it's the most popular. Like, it's the most straightforward concept you can think of. Darkrai, Hydreigon, it just, they work together. It's simple. And so does Electric. That's been around since last season. So those are just the 2 decks that make the most sense to people. They're fairly easy to build. So obviously they're going to be popular. and the decks that are the most popular usually end up winning the most, especially at just like general low-level tournaments like Battle Roads. Usually whatever's played the most wins the most. It's just how it goes. Obviously, they're very good decks, but they're not like overwhelming to the point where if you don't play these decks, you can't win. There are plenty of other decks out there that have a shot. I was just using simple Darkrai Terrakion deck throughout Battle Roads, and I was doing fine. I think I only lost like 2 games with the deck in 3 Battle Roads. So there's opportunities for you to play plenty of stuff. Just those were the 2 decks that were played the most, and for obvious reasons.
You win 2 Battle Roads?
1.
No, I guess not.
I don't.
What is your problem?
I know you don't pay attention to when Kyle makes an update on Facebook.
Lots of snot up here, man. Lots of snot up here. All right, leave it alone.
Thanks for paying attention to anything I do.
No, Kyle. One thing I do want to ask you is, you said that you don't feel like these decks are overwhelmingly superior to the rest of the field. But then, how do you account for so many dominating performances?
I explained that already. I mean, it's just they're the popular decks. Those are the simplest concepts, the ones that are already proven. So most people aren't going to stray away from the decks that are obviously already good. I mean, Kling Klang works last format. Hydreigon is just the exact same thing, but now it's a much smoother deck. It has a better engine, so that's just
pretty
an
good.
easy deck to play. And Electric, same thing that's been around for ages. Now it has some new toys to work with, so people are going to play those.
Yeah, also, the tournament format might have something to do with it, because there's no top cut. So, like, if there's something that's, like, is specifically good for, like, one game, or, like, you know, players just don't get to play it out through single elimination, so that could influence results, too. You might see, like, if someone wants to play something new, but they just lose a random game to, like, something, like, really bad, like round 1, then they just don't win the tournament. You know, so there's things like that too. Where if they may have gone like 5-1, and who knows, they may have won then. But like, it's interesting. It'd be like neat to see like the 5-1s lists, and who would be like, what decks were in there, because I think that's like more indicating on what's played.
Yeah, I kept track of what top 4 finishes were from Battle Roads, but that was another point I forgot to bring up. I think it's a big problem that people can go X and 1, and then this happened at a ton of tournaments I went to. You would go 5-1 and take 6th, so you would finish outside the top 4 still. The attendance was so high for Battle Roads that you would go X and 1 and still finish outside the top 4. So even that is kind of like skewing results. What?
Okay, never mind. Yeah, you're just talking about the top 4 results for the unofficial results. I thought you were talking about points. Yeah, okay, that is a fair point. That's it's unofficial for a reason, and it's just kind of like I don't know what the right word is here. Help me out.
Interesting.
Sorry, you're not helping me out.
Interesting.
No help whatsoever. All right.
Interesting.
No, that's not the word. I wasn't looking with that one. All right. Either way, it's just kind of like a guideline, I guess.
Yeah, it gives a nice view of the format, and it gives a nice like kind of glance of the format, but it doesn't tell the whole picture.
Yep. All right, Drew. See you stretching. You got anything to add?
Yeah, I think with the Eels and the Darkrai at the top, these are sort of the most popular decks from last season. I don't think it's a big surprise that at the beginning of the next season, they're the 2 most played decks, and they're doing the best. There wasn't really a lot of new firepower Pokemon that came out. Besides the Dragons, they're not too hot. Maybe they weren't as easy to get. Not too sure about that. But yeah, you throw the 2 most popular decks into like a single elimination tournament almost. The most popular deck is gonna be the 5 deck more often than not, I feel. So, like Pram said, it's sort of the format of the tournament. And we'll see as the next set comes out how it develops.
And Hope, do you have anything to add?
From my personal Battle Roads experience, oh man, that Ninetales deck is a powerhouse.
Ninetales Among Us?
Taking out Darkrai's,
Oh,
confusing
man.
my Pokemon. I'm flipping tails every turn. Oh my goodness. Oh, and Empoleon Terrakion. Oh, jeez. That's another one. We gotta look out for those decks. Those decks, they wipe the floor with me. I don't know what else to say.
Tell me you lost to the Ninetales deck?
Yeah.
I don't think I've beaten anything with the Ninetales deck.
And I was able to actually take prizes. Like, we were actually having a legit game, and I lost. Ninetales one-shot Zoroark, so it's pretty bad.
Ooh, that would
Guy
be a
joins the
good
top
matchup.
cut and then starts tanking. Figures.
It's like the
All right.
EG.
Doing that before I got on top.
Yeah, this is the
This is nothing new.
But the other thing I want to mention is that even though those were the top 2 decks, Eels, Hydreigon, really the most popular decks, the other decks below it were just as competitive. The straight Darkrai, Sableye, Crushing Hammer, that one Battle Roads. There's the Ho-Oh deck. I know a lot of people laughed at it at first, but that's a legitimate deck as well.
which
It's
I
doing
claimed
very
right
well.
Yeah, Ho's
It
before
can-
everybody else.
Huh?
Oh,
I said which I claimed before everybody else.
Whatever. But that's a deck that can compete with everything. With Empoleon, Terrakion is one, plenty of Battle Roads, like Ben brought up. That's a legitimate deck as well. We've seen like Empoleon, Excelgor kind of come onto the scene recently. And yeah, there's just plenty of options to play other decks. But when you can only lose one round, or you can't lose any rounds to make top 4, it can be tough. So the results might be different at regionals, where you have a whole top cut to play out. I really think the top 4 decks will be much different at that kind of a tournament. So,
Well, hey,
Just something
perfect. That leads us to the next question. Perfect. The next question was, regionals are coming up. Same format. Do you guys expect any changes? Do you guys expect for these 2 decks to still dominate? Obviously, at this point, you're going to have a top cut inclusion, so things are going to be changing. You guys going to call any shots?
Well, I'm sure Hydreigon and Electric will win some regionals. Oh, there's only gonna be 4 of them. Ooh,
5. One in Canada.
Oh, 5. Ooh, that makes things tough because it's like. I'm sure. One of them will win each, at least one. The other 3 spots, ooh, that's tough. We'll just go all around the board. We'll say, well, we'll win one. We'll give one to Zoroark. We'll give one to Empoleon, and I guess I'll give 2 to Darkrai because the Darkrai variants.
I personally guarantee
You have Empoleon
Zoroark's
winning
dominating any regionals.
Sure, why not?
All right, where's Empoleon winning? Name it.
Canada.
gotta be Canada.
I'm glad
Wait,
Drew and I bonded on this
which
one.
Empoleon? The Excelgor one or the Terrakion one?
Terrakion.
He's like, come on now. It's Terrakion, obviously. All right, Kyle. You gonna call any shots here?
It's tough to tell. I don't know what decks people are going to bring, knowing that there's a top cut now. Your deck choice actually hinges a lot on, I have to go undefeated in order to win this tournament. Like, for me, for example, I would just play Darkrai Terrakion because I knew I had to set up every round. I thought Hydreigon was the better deck overall, but it was going to be clunky at some points. You were just going to crap out one game. You probably wouldn't win the tournament. So that would influence my choice for regionals. But I still think we'll probably see like Hydreigon win like 3 regionals maybe. And then we'll see Electric win 1, and then some random deck win the other one.
Wow,
Empoleon,
are you
right?
saying I'm playing Hydreigon?
I don't know, man.
All right.
Like,
Oh.
you can't win if I win. I'm gonna definitely say that a Darkrai is in every deck that wins regionals.
Ooh, bold statement. That's
Cards,
Alright.
cards really good.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. Drew,
All
how
right,
about
Ben.
you?
How many top 4s does the Ninetales deck get?
Top 4s? How many regionals are there?
5.
There you go. I'm just kidding. Ninetales gets 0, if I'm being completely honest.
That's good because it got 0 top 4 at Battle Roads, and at least what I've seen.
Well, I
0?
wasn't at, like, table 78 when I played it. So.
0.
That sounds
None
about right
recorded
from my
in my stats.
That sounds about right
Potter's
from my
playing
experience
in the
with
parking
Ninetales.
garage.
I tried to drop twice, but they didn't drop me, so I just kept playing. At one point, I started playing chess with somebody while I was doing my 5th round.
Did you win that round?
No.
Did you win the chess game?
What I thought.
Yeah.
All right. Drew, how about you? What do you think?
First off, I'd like to say I'm kind of disappointed in Pokemon with this Dragon Vaulted set coming out. I thought maybe I had a chance to change the metagame a little bit. With there's some good cards, Salamence first ticket, but it's not gonna happen. So, in that case, I'm gonna go with Eels and Darkrai, man. Can't go against them. Can't go wrong. Two big decks.
Pram's the only one here with any type of guts. Pram's the only one over here calling some shots.
I said Darkrai win all 6 regionals.
That's true. All right.
And there's only
I was
5.
You want to talk about guts?
There's no way.
I like to live dangerously. All right, Ben. I'm gonna be with you. I think I see Darkrai winning 5 tournaments before I see Empoleon even winning 1. So, let's just go with that one. I do think that. I mean, granted, that's a that's a pretty tough call to make right there. But I think if any deck's got the power to actually be able to sweep all the tournaments, it's gonna be it's probably gonna be Hydreigon with Darkrai. But I can definitely see like Darkrai Terrakion winning. Darkrai is just such a strong Pokemon. It's got to be the strongest Pokemon around right now, and by a long shot. So
Dude,
Don't let
Rayquaza is so good.
yes,
Rayquaza's,
this is
sick
true.
Good.
This is
Terrakion
true.
would be offended.
It one-shots anything.
I guess that was a pretty bold statement to make without like backing it up. I guess what I'm trying to say is like Darkrai allows you to combo up with like Hydreigon and pretty much anything that moves energies around. Darkrai also has it's just got a nifty ability. Like really, like we saw it take over with Kling Kling last season and things like that. And then you have things like Sableye, which are, in my opinion, the funnest attacker in the game right now. And pretty much every PTCGO game I've been playing lately has included some form of Darkrai Sableye variant. And I don't know, I'm in love with that little deck, honestly. And yeah, Hydreigon is a very very big contender, but I can also see some sort of a Darkrai variant on its own just pulling off some victories. I just honestly think the card is just incredible. And yes, there are cards like Rayquaza and Terrakion, which are, I mean, in a league of their own as well. But honestly, I do feel like Darkrai's number 1 right now.
You've never been hit for 180, have you?
Too many times. I've been hit for 180 on turn 2, I think. So, yeah.
Whoa. The quad Rayquaza deck does not count.
It was not a quad Rayquaza. It was an electric deck. It was
And
not a
that
good
counts. I played against that at a Battle Road.
You're welcome.
I almost lost. That was close.
You still won. You're welcome.
Yeah, he was running kind of a weird version. He was trying to do too much. I don't think he ran enough energy. Like it was the 4 Rayquaza. But then he's running like EXP shares and X potions and like 4 catcher and tool scrapper. I'm like, you can't run real cards. You have to run energy. That's why your deck's not hitting 3 energy every time off Celestial Roar. And yeah, he was averaging like 1, so that's why I won.
Mm-hmm.
Donkey. All right, so we've called our shots. We'll have to wait and see what happens. Obviously, we're still over a week away from actual regionals, so we have a little bit of time to kind of see if we change our minds, I guess, more than anything, because I honestly don't think Empoleon's winning anything anytime soon. But then again, I also said that about Kling Kling. So maybe I should just keep my mouth shut.
Maybe.
Yeah, I'm starting to learn, slowly but surely. All right, let's see here. Okay, one more thing I really did want to mention about regionals, and this is kind of a sour note, so hopefully we don't stick on this topic for too long. But they mentioned that they were going to be upping the prizes for regionals, and they did. They upped the prizes by $500 for 2nd through 4th place for all juniors and all seniors. However, they may or may not have had the budget to add masters to the list. We've seen this happen before with Wizards of the Coast, not this exact scenario, but something similar. And honestly, I can tell you as a 15-plus player, as a Masters player, that it doesn't feel good. It doesn't feel good to kind of feel like, hey, look, I mean, I'm playing this game too, man. I'm spending just as much money as a lot of these players. So it does kind of leave a sour taste in people's mouths, and people are very vocal about that. And how do you guys feel? I do want to know how you guys feel, and we'll start with Drew here.
First of all, I'd like to not surprised this happened. Pokemon seems that I have the best decision makers in high places. I don't want to blame the guys we all see all the time, the Daves and the Elite Six. I'm sure it's not their decision, but it just seems like a stupid choice to make. This Pokemon is a huge company. They make tons of money every year. And I know the Pokemon organized play budget is set every year, and they have to divvy it up. It's hard, but they have a ton of money to play around with all the same. Think of how many people are on staff. They just have a ton of, I don't know, it seems like a waste. They're pumping a ton of money into stuff like the Pokemon Trading Card Game Online, and to cut costs here at this petty regionals, $500, it just seems stupid to make your biggest customers upset for really no reason. And I don't know what they're thinking. Hopefully they'll correct this in future years.
Yeah, I mean, I would definitely hope so, but that doesn't change the fact that the sting is still there, and the sting is there. It's going to be felt in a couple of weeks, more than anything when somebody takes second, third, or fourth in the Masters division. You mean to tell me that they're not going to feel sour? I mean, and that's to put it lightly. For example, put yourself in the position.
Especially second.
Oh yeah, they're gonna be like eating salt for that day. Oh.
It's a very rough situation to be in, and we haven't actually thought about it very much. Obviously, some have, but it's really gonna hit. It's really gonna hit home when the actual event happens, and when 3 players who honestly deserve to be able to get some sort of a reward will not. And it's just not a good situation to be in. Kyle, do you have anything you want to add on?
Yeah, it's just a weird decision. That's this has always been, they've always stood by it. This is a children's card game. At the same time, Masters always is the biggest division by far. So there's always like this struggle here where they're trying to bring in newer players, trying to attract the younger players, but the older ones are the ones that keep coming back to play. So it's kind of confusing where they're trying to target this. I understand they're trying to grow the younger divisions, but at the same time, shouldn't you be rewarding the people who have stuck with your game for like 10 years? So it just seems like a little backwards logic. I don't know. From their point of view, it's probably, we're doing the same thing every year and attendance keeps growing. So we don't really care. People are still coming to play. They don't have anywhere else to play our game. So what are they going to do? They're committed at this point. So we're just going to keep playing. We're going to complain about it. But really, what can we do about it? If we want to keep playing their game, all we can do is play at their tournaments. So they understand that. Apparently they don't mind that much that we get angry. And it's just kind of the situation we're in.
Now, I mean, to be fair, they definitely didn't cut prizes for the Masters.
No.
They haven't done anything negative. The only thing that they've done is, kind of say they've alienated us. They've said, you know what, juniors, here's a boost. Seniors, here's a boost. We've seen an increase in attendance, and we feel like kind of, handing out additional prize support or whatever as a thank you. And then it's kind of like, well, yeah, sorry about that, guys. That's all we got right now. So just, wait up for next year or something like that. They haven't even actually promised anything remotely close to that. So the point is, they haven't taken anything away from us, but at the same time, it's like, that doesn't actually matter. What does matter is we've always just wanted equality at the very least. And like I said, all the way back to the Wizards of the Coast days, those of us who have been playing for that long can definitely attest to that. I remember being 15, maybe 16 when the age segregation happened. So it was tough. It was tough. I was sitting there going like, man, what did I do? All I did was, grow old by a year or two. It's not my fault. And I was one of the young guys getting hit by that. And obviously there's new people about 15 years later, or 12 years later, that are now feeling that same feeling that I felt back then. So, I mean, it's not easy, it's not fun, and hopefully something changes. But you are right that, or not that you're right, but there's definitely nothing negative happening to us. It's just still like they don't really care. I mean, and maybe they do. I really don't know. I can't put words in their mouth. But they know that we're going to keep playing. That no matter what happens, everything's going to stay the same. It's not like they've taken anything away from us. It's just they haven't actually added anything on. Pram. Sorry, Kyle.
Just to add on to your thing real quick, I think the worst thing that it does is it gives no incentive for the younger players to continue playing after they age up. Like, they get the good prizes when they're young, and then you like get punished for turning 15. So they're like, come play our game, yeah, you get these nice prizes, incentives to come, and then once you turn 15, it's like, sorry, you don't get that anymore. And I think that's a big deal. Like, what's your incentive to stay with their game after you turn 15? Like, sure, there's still prizes, but obviously you're being treated like a lesser person almost once you hit a certain age. And I think that's the big deal.
Yeah. I agree. Pram, thoughts? Oh. Sorry, Drew.
Well, I just think their logic is flawed. If you want to get the young kids to play, I don't think giving 200 more bucks to first place, 200 whatever it is the way to go. Like, you should be, giving away door prizes, giving away free packs to 10 under kids like that, giving them something for showing up. Try to give them because only one person's coming in first, and getting this extra money. It seems like top heavy. Maybe you should be trying something else. In my opinion, it's flawed logic.
So Drew, what they are doing is juniors and seniors. If you take second, third, or fourth, they're giving you a $500 stipend.
Okay.
So it's very similar to like states, for example, where they give you $300.
Yeah.
Etc. It's $500. The thing is, they're not doing it for the Masters division. So that's the big thing. And granted, you are right that it is still really top heavy, and they could have found different ways to like really include everybody with this extra budget that they've obviously set aside for regionals. They definitely could have found a way to make it more even across the board. That's for sure. But at the end of the day, they didn't, and that's kind of the situation that we're facing right now. And now finally,
yeah, my turn. Finally.
There we go.
All right, so I got 2 points basically. They could have like made people are sour that it's like not evenly distributed. They could have done like the three. I've seen people like talk about like the 300 to each thing, where that would have helped out a lot, or even like what's it like? It's third, fourth, and second who get 500, right? So like, they can maybe like, I don't know, 300, maybe even 400. I'm not going to do the math right now. Whatever, and like distribute it that way. But 300 for each age
carry
group,
the one,
and then it's gonna be sour though. What people are gonna like, I don't think if people like thought about this, but if states is only 300, if states is still $300, will come states and you look back at regionals and you just go, man. And especially if you're a junior or senior, it's like, I didn't even win the tournament and I got more than I wanted if I won states, kind of thing, So I'm kind of like worried if like because they put in the 500 thing, they didn't keep it at least on par with states. That states might be too low of a price in people's eyes. That's something like that just came up in my head. I don't know. What do you guys think on that one?
Anybody?
I think it was better to like spread 300 across. Yeah, I like that idea better.
I think like if they kept it at 300, then they wouldn't even have to touch states. But now it's like to me it looks weird if you have like 500 for not even winning, and then you win states and you get 300.
Don't give them ideas, man. They're gonna take a 300 away.
Hey, man. Logically, you would add more to states to bring it up to par, but we'll see.
I don't think we know what states prizes are yet, though.
I know. I'm just going like traditionally. It was 300 for like almost forever.
Yeah,
So.
I think that was Pram's point was that now he feels
Yeah.
like they're almost obligated to touch states because otherwise it kind of like makes it negligible. Which I mean might be true or whatever, but the truth is that the real important thing at hand, and that I really wish we didn't stray off topic for, is that it's really unfair to the Masters division. And obviously we've all got our points, and the truth is, I mean, it'd be weird of us to not disagree with the fact that we are being treated unfairly, because we are. But I haven't heard a solution, I guess. Have you guys come up with a solution yet? And I'll start with Potter here because he hasn't had a chance to speak.
Solution to what?
And he still hasn't had a
Like
chance
the
to
I
disparity?
can't hear him.
Yeah.
Hello?
There we go.
Yeah.
All right, there we go. Go for it.
A solution to this, like the disparity between like prizes?
Yes.
You give them equal prizes. That would make it so it's not different.
Yeah, I think people pretty much united on the they would have preferred 300 across the board.
Well, yeah, I prefer 300 across the board because I like prizes. I want more prizes. The fact that regionals like doesn't have that many prizes, that's disappointing to me. The fact that they took extra money and gave it to seniors and juniors, that's not that disappointing to me. There's like the strategy for them giving extra money is disappointing, but I'm certainly not. I don't really have any grapes, and I don't know. For me, it just doesn't leave a sour taste in my mouth. Probably should, but I mean, I guess I just assume I'm gonna win anyways, so it's just negligible.
It's like I'm gonna win, or
It'd be nice. It'd be nice for my friend Mike here to get some money for his second place victory. You know.
well, we could be in the top 4 bracket. Who knows how that ends up? It's random. Well, it's not random, but
Then you're done.
I don't even get a buy at that point.
The thing that makes me sour is the trend for regionals prizes in general. I think 2005 was the first year they happened, and first place was like $1,500 and a trip and invite to Worlds.
And they got the travel stipend, the cash prize too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
No, they did. I remember this.
All right, you probably won one.
No, I didn't. But I remember.
All right. Anyway, then 2006 they took away the trip to Worlds, right? Yeah, because I remember seeing
they switched it over, but that one made sense because they switched it over to nationals, so that wasn't a big deal, I think.
Right. Still a downgrade because overall the prize went.
Yeah, but it made sense logically on that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Basically, the point I'm getting at is every year regionals prizes have just kind of gone downhill. 2010 we still had scholarships for regionals. They had cut it back to just first and second at that point. And then in 2011, scholarships got cut completely from regionals. So it just feels like this is the event that just gets prize cut over and over. And then finally it seems like, hey, prizes are being added back. Oh wait, not for us. So I just wish regionals would go back to at least somewhat of what it was before.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure we all do. I wouldn't want, more prizes or whatnot. I know that a lot of this has to do with the budget, and honestly, none of us know exactly what their budget is or what they're working with. But I think I want equality, man. That's what I want, dude. I'm tired of this of this stuff, man. I've been dealing with this for 12 years now, and I thought we were done with it. I really did, and apparently we're not. So
He's been dealing with inequality his whole life. Want to ship him back to Mexico. He can't handle it.
yeah, you're a jerk. All right. I think we should probably get off of this subject now. I think Drew's starting to get a little angry.
He doesn't want to raise any flags in the Department of Homeland Security for Crim's Catholic elevation.
Let's see here. What else did I want to talk about? Oh yeah, the mini set. Drew, I believe, actually pointed this out earlier, but just wanted to kind of give a little reminder. The Dragon Vault mini set, it is out in stores. In some stores, apparently, not all. But it is out in stores, and it's not going to be legal, unfortunately, but you are at least going to be able to use the reprints. So if you pull a shiny Rayquaza, congratulations, you won't have to spend the $80 on it or whatever that it cost a lot of other people.
Wait, hold on. You get one card that's like at the front of the pack, and Rayquaza is one of those. So you can just straight up get it.
Oh, that's cool.
Sucks. That sucks for the people who purchased the Rayquaza earlier.
Well, like there was talk about it coming out beforehand. Like if you like waited, it just depended on it just depended on how bad you wanted to play the Diecast Battle Roads.
How do you guys feel about not being able to play first ticket? Huh? Or Salamence, I guess.
I probably wasn't gonna play it anyways.
Yeah, Pram wins his die rolls naturally. I forgot.
Yeah. You don't need.
I'm disappointed. I want to get the game over with and get on to my.
Nah, man,
nap.
I'll win going second. I'll just win going second. It's fine.
You don't want to like hurry up and get the game over with because you know you're just going to win. And if you go first, just one less turn, you have to wait.
All right. So yeah, I mean, obviously that was kind of a curveball, I guess, because we're used to these cards or these cards being legal as soon as they're released, and obviously at first I believe their first announcement was like, oh, release date of October 5th or something like that, and which is tomorrow apparently. And everybody obviously got excited about this, started doing whatever, and then lo and behold, they took back that announcement and they announced that it was going to be legal after regionals. I think on the 15th they go live. So that's interesting. All right, I muted the mic this time. Yeah, this cough, man, it's killing me. All right, we're good. All right, so either way, we're gonna be taking a break in a little bit, and we are obviously gonna be coming back and doing the whole viewer question thing that you guys love to do. But before we leave, I do want to mention one more thing, and that's PTCGO. We've had it for a little while. Trading still isn't available, unfortunately, but I'm sure it's coming soon. What do you guys feel about it now that we've had a chance to play it? And this is actually going to give people time to ask questions. Drew, I believe you haven't played it yet?
I played it.
Oh, that's interesting. Go for it. All right.
I was initially like really pumped for it, and then I had to start putting in my codes. I was like, oh man, putting these codes sucks. So I finally did that, and then I was like, oh, I can go trade these packs for good cards. And then I couldn't do that, so I was riding high, and then I was like, oh. So pretty disappointed with the PTCGO experience so far. I've been really waiting for the trades to come back, and they just haven't come back. It's been like a month or so. I really think they've been keeping the trading back so everyone like wastes all their packs that they saved up. It's a conspiracy, I think. So I'm really waiting for the trades. In terms of the game engine itself, I think it's like really, really fast, at least on my computer. There's still a lot more glitches than I would say there should be, but it's a work in progress, and I applaud them for having the guts to go back and restart the whole thing. And good things are going to come, I'm sure.
Now, to be fair, they've kind of, at least from my experience, they fulfilled every promise they've made up to this point, which is a really big positive in my opinion. They said, you know what, trading will not be available, so we weren't expecting trading. Maybe somebody like you was.
I need it all, man.
Yeah, man. But the rest of us, we realized we're like, you know what, we'll give them time. Time is running a little low. We have been without trading for a little while. But yeah, they promised us PTCGO with no trading. They gave us PTCGO with no trading. They promised us that they would be fixing the glitches, and they've been fixing the glitches as much as, I mean, pretty well. I know that, like, well, the thing is, by the end of the first week, they fixed a bunch. And, I mean, that says a lot. That means that, first of all, they have the ability to fix these glitches without as much of a problem as they did before. I've read somewhere that it used to take them forever to recode for each glitch, and now it's like, get in, get out. So that's great. And I think it's definitely a step up from what it was before. But Kyle kind of gave look. So explain yourself.
When's the last time you played?
Week ago.
Have you used Hydreigon recently?
I know what he's talking about for this one. I played.
I haven't. Why?
When you use the attack, the game freezes.
Yep.
What?
Yep.
It goes to a screen where it tells you to discard some stuff, and you can't click on anything, and the game ends.
Yep.
Awesome. How long
It's been around for at least like 3 weeks. Has not been fixed. One of the most popular cards in the format. Probably in like 80% of people's decks, like competitive decks at least.
80%?
And
He's saying 80% of the field's Hydreigon.
I think like 80% of people who have a collection on there have used this deck at some point. And then you go and I can't attack. There's been games where the guy comes up and he uses it to knock out my last Pokemon. The damage it registers. It hits me for 140 damage, and then it just sits there. It's like, all right,
it just kind of kicks back.
Go ahead, discard your energy. And the guy's like, I'm trying. I can't click it. And so I have to be the good guy and actually concede because it won't let him win.
You're a good
there's
guy.
a lot of
just love
glitches.
attack.
Sure you can
hate
see
that.
it. I'm sure you can see it.
There's that stream.
All right, fine. Yeah, I mean, obviously that's a pretty big that's a pretty big glitch. Yeah, I don't know what to say. That's not cool.
Trading is supposed to be back mid-October.
Yeah, there they are. Where are the gyms at, man? Been waiting for those for years.
I'm waiting for like tournaments. I want to play tournaments. I want to.
Step at a time.
I want to like have like an active ladder where I can see where I am on the ladder, because it's like hard to like play like random games and like just go, I wonder where I am now.
No patience.
I know. I want it all. I want it all.
The other big glitches are sometimes you aren't allowed to check somebody's discard pile. This happens to me like every other game or so. I try to click my opponent's discard pile, it won't come up. Sometimes I can see their discard pile, but I can't see mine, which obviously is a big deal when you're trying to see like how many catchers he's used, that kind of stuff. So that is another big glitch. A lot of stuff hasn't been fixed, actually. But still better than the last version.
I can't believe they didn't fix the view. I cannot see anything on my opponent's side of the field.
I know. It's like you're like the table makes you feel like it's here, and you're just like,
yeah.
What's on there? I can't see.
You can't. There's no easy way to click it to see anything either.
I wish, like,
you just see like one card at a time.
I know. I can't like tell what's on their bench, so I always have to like flip through it. It's annoying.
You can see how many like, energy is attached to something. If it has a tool attached on the bench, it just messes everything up. You can't see anything.
Yeah.
There's actually
energy card if you want to crush a hammer through it or something.
But even then,
that was the glitch. If they have a tool attached and you try to crushing hammer, the tool actually takes up the space of the energy, so you can't click on any of the energy.
Yeah, I've actually lost the game because of that.
You have to actually right-click and then click the energy.
Is that how it works?
Yeah,
I actually
just took me a while, but I got it.
Oh, for me, when I did that, I just gave up and was like, all right, GG.
Well, I mean, again, and apparently I'm the guy that's kind of defending him here, but they are in beta, and this is kind of what this is for. I guess I have a lot of high hopes based on the initial response that they gave us, where they started fixing the glitches immediately, and obviously I knew that it was kind of going to wane down eventually. That is a little disconcerting, the fact that it's been 3 weeks and they haven't fixed that major glitch for Hydreigon. I'll admit, it's not cool, but I mean, the fact that they're working on this, I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt until proven otherwise. And I mean, if that makes me a sucker, then I'm a sucker. Call me one big freaking lollipop or something. I don't know, but hopefully I'm not wrong. I think this set. I mean, I don't know, man. I just think that this has a lot of potential, and
I think it's just the complete failure of the last one is fresh on everybody's mind. So
yeah,
they see, oh man, here we go again. The glitches are back. They're not getting fixed.
To be fair, though, I mean, I think it's fine. I think it's like fair for people to feel like that. It's like. Yeah.
Is it though? Because they mentioned
it is because like they already had the experience this once. They're like.
You realize it's a beta though, right?
Yeah, but
this is like a 2-year beta.
Yeah,
this is the longest beta I've ever seen, man.
No,
this is like longer than a Blizzard beta.
I mean, the thing is, like, there was a big break in between. I was expecting a lot more glitches than we had, to be honest. And And granted, I mean, obviously, I stopped playing quite a bit after I realized that my deck sucked, and I still needed like one more of every card in order to make my decks good. But it was a good feeling to see them actually like change these crazy things. Like I remember that what was it, Rescue Scarf, I believe. Yeah, the Rescue Scarf glitch. That left me a horrible taste in my mouth. And then all of a sudden, one day I'm playing and it's like, oh, here we go again. Got to go through Rescue Scarf, and then the Pokemon dies and I get to take a prize. I'm sitting there just like fist pumping, going like, yes, finally. And it was these coughs, man, erratic. But it was a great feeling, and like I said, I'm giving the benefit of the doubt until I can't anymore.
I don't know, guys. I'm playing it right now. It's fun.
Don't get me wrong, it's fun, but it's frustrating when you're trying to play it. And
You know what's frustrating? My opponent's playing Bill in Engineer's Adjustments and Horsey and Code.
Oh, well, that's a big one.
That's frustrating.
I want them to differentiate between modified and unlimited.
Junk Arm
These
is
are
the big
terrible cards, and I'm just beating them anyways. But it's
I
very
think like
concerning.
anyone who's like legitimately good at the game is already like is playing black white on. So like the people who are still playing unlimited aren't that great, but still it's like frustrating. Just go. This game doesn't even matter for me anymore. It's like it doesn't do anything for me,
Yeah. Also, I really don't understand why it takes so long to do random receiver. Like I'm just sitting there for like 20 seconds while
It's because
your opponent
your
cards.
opponent checks first, and so if your opponent just like sits there and looks at your cards and goes, "Oh, I'm supposed to click," that's
Really?
what- yeah.
Oh, I had no idea.
There's also a glitch with that where it like reveals cards past the supporter. At least it seems like it
I
does.
almost feel like it just randomly puts the supporter in a random spot in that pile.
Yeah, there's no way to know.
Like I feel like it's just a display issue. I don't think that it actually just goes down past the supporter. Otherwise you'd have the cases where it's two supporters, and I don't think that's ever happened yet. So
It's still something that needs to be fixed. Like anything that can leave out like that is not good.
I know it's confusing, but so is the camera angle. So
Yeah.
I think I complained about the camera angle like as soon as the new program came out. I was like, oh my, it makes me feel so small. Yeah.
Am I the only one that's given PTCGO a thumbs up still, or I guess a thumb like this?
We're all like
Giving
this.
them a thumbs up.
We're all like this. We're kind of like this, but we can't bring ourselves to go all the way up. It's like, it's kind of like, stay down.
I've got no thumbs,
It's kind of like this.
no
I
response.
think it's alright. They just need to get on fixing stuff soon, otherwise people are going to lose hope again.
Give me a thumb, cop.
Ben.
Give me a thumb. All right.
I'll just copy a Ben.
All right. So
Uh,
we're gonna take a break. I'm gonna go get another couple of hauls, and we'll be back in about 5 minutes.
who